What is something that we would do or sell in Canada? Okay, social networking, like a marketing management company, for example. I have gone to Selfie a couple of times, and I like Selfie. I think that they are a nice little, cafe restaurant. They have good food. It's right beside the gym. It's convenient for me. I like them. I followed them on Instagram. I made some videos. I tagged them in it. They liked the post and they reposted it onto their story, and I think that's good. There's a digital social interaction happening between Selfie and myself on TikTok and Instagram. Sorry, on Instagram, not TikTok. And that's interesting. And there's a lot of people that don't know how to use Instagram, that don't know how to use TikTok, and a lot of our generation, because cell phones are cheap and data is cheap relatively, right? We spend time on a digital landscape. We spend time on our cell phones. And so if there was somebody that came into Belgrade, right, who was in Varacha and was like, listen, I make YouTube videos, I make Instagram pages, I make Facebook pages, I manage your social media. So I create the account, I talk to the people, I make the videos, I take the pictures, I'll show them your food, your service, I'll follow some of the trends, I'll follow some of the memes, I do all this kind of stuff. The people in the shop are not going to understand necessarily what that means. There's some bakeries that I go to where the women there clearly they're not up to date technologically to some of you and I, right? And so they don't have an appreciation for it. And that lack of opportunity is where it sucks for people like you and I who want to build a business doing something, right? And this is why people who learn programming skills and data analyzation and security and some of the more modern skill sets end up having to go work for companies that don't belong to the town, city, district, or country that they live in. Serbia has NCR and a whole bunch of other, German companies and France companies and, whatever other companies that are investing here in Serbia for digital skills. But like, where's that money going? Right? Sure, they're paying Serbian people, so that's good. So we get to go outside and spend our money in the economy. But if we're not going to the bakery owned by the person who lives here, pays rent here, has property here, who invests, and buys from farmers here, if we end up going to Lidl or Little or however you say it, where's our money going? Well, it's going to a German grocery, right? So how does that benefit Serbia then? So the idea is that we're supposed to pay taxes, I guess, right? So we pay taxes while we work for the company, which is supposed to go to the Serbian government, and then the business is supposed to pay taxes, right, which goes to the Serbian government so that they have funds that they can do something with for the economy here in Serbia. But just like anything, just like anywhere in the world, you think that Serbia is corrupt, but the entire system in America and Canada is corrupt because everything is owned by somebody else, something else. They don't pay taxes, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they buy the politicians, they buy the policies, they buy the lawmakers, they buy the police, they buy everything. And the regular people don't even have an opportunity to engage in that. Regular people on the street are literally fighting with each other day in and day out in order to make ends meet. And we live on a credit system. There's no cash. No one has cash in Canada. Do not test me on this. I will fly back to Canada to ask every single person. I know for a fact that no one has cash in Canada. Everybody lives on credit. Every single person. Every single person that I've ever met in Canada lives on credit. And the reason that we live on credit is because of all of the shit that we want to buy, right? It's because of all the companies that have come in and said, look at these flashy things, look at these flashy things, ooh, and then we're like, ah, fuck, I want that, I need that, whatever. So anyways, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that there's nothing necessarily to shit on or to glorify about Canada. I know I've spent a good portion of my YouTube channel apparently shitting on Canada. And the reason why is ultimately because The thing that I love about Serbia the most so far, the thing that I appreciate the most is that at the ground level, okay, the people that are in the streets doing the work, paying the bills, okay, that's you and me. And we're at the ground level and we are the economy, right? And what I see is families that walk together, do things together. I see the kids playing. I see, mama and baba making food for the family. I see families getting together and eating. The family unit is spending time together, right? And in Canada, it's not like that. You don't spend time with your family. You go and you visit your family. It's a chore. It's something that makes you want to, wring your neck. And then you run away as fast as you can, you know? And here, I'm at least seeing some traditional values. I'm seeing kids playing in the streets. I'm seeing families eating food together. I'm seeing people go out and spend time at cafes to talk to each other, something that doesn't happen in Canada, right? And all of these traditional and social aspects of life here in Serbia is something that I appreciate. It's something that I care about internally as a human, and I don't have access to it in Canada. It doesn't really exist in Canada. It's out of the social expectation to have that type of environment. So, yes, while Canadian kids might have more toys and might have better computers and might have, more vapes and more this and more that and more grocery stores and more food and all of this stuff, the majority of a Canadian family is the kids yelling and screaming all day long, I want McDonald's, I want McDonald's, nah, 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 nah. And the parents do not discipline the kids. They don't do anything physically with the kids. The family does not spend time together. They do not eat together. They do not teach each other anything. It is literally everyone for themselves. And the happiness that you see on the internet and in the media and in the news and on YouTubes and TikToks and all the social media, it's fake. It's bullshit. Because when you're there and you're seeing your friend and you're talking to your friend, it's like he's depressed. He wants to kill himself because it every day, every single day, it's a lack of love, appreciation, family values, any traditional values. There's no empathy, there's no religion. It's just him going to and from work every fucking day so that he can buy McDonald's for his fat, unappreciative kids, for his wife who's having sex with people behind his back, right? For parents who are disappointed in him despite the fact that they never parented him, right? And it's like, what would that man want to live for, right? Like, what is it that he's got value? And that fakeness is like in so many people. It's in so many people. It's just this mask that we put in front of us. So anyways, I'm going to end it there. It's no wonder why it is that like 80% of Americans, and I'm talking about like the West in general, and I'm kind of putting Canada and United States together, but like 80% of Americans, if they had a $500 emergency, absolutely zero way that they could pay for it. So if you get knocked in the teeth or something and you have a medical issue, a tooth gets busted, you get an infection, there's you're gonna have to live with the infection. Let's hope that there's enough onion and garlic and rakia in this world to fix that, because you're screwed. You get a flat tire, your life's over. Like, no one knows how to change a tire. No one has spares. No one has money for this kind of stuff. So if you get a flat tire, let's hope that you, on that little plastic card called MasterCard or Visa, that you've got enough money that you can pay somebody upwards of $500, $600, $700 to go in the tow truck and come all the way and take your vehicle and try to screw you over on every corner and bring your vehicle back and fix the tire and charge you hundreds of dollars that you can't afford on a day that you're going to miss work. Your boss is going to be mad at you. You're going to lose money for not going into work. You don't have a vehicle to pick up your kids anymore. Like, it's difficult. It's difficult. So there's nothing to glorify, and I think the big thing is that it's the difference between living in Canada and having all that fakeness and then coming to Serbia, and it's like people just clearly understand, like, I make fucking soup because I have to take all of my vegetable scraps and my meats and put them into a pot and boil it to eat it, because this is all I fucking have to eat. And what I see is, I see people that are being, economically conscious and healthy and spending time with their family. And there's a unit there of people together. And this is why it was important for me, to bring, Isabella back here with her family, right? Her mom, her grandmother, her step brother and sister, and her stepfather, like everybody came over, because all of their family, all their uncles and their moms and dads and grandma, grandpa, like everybody's here, right? And it's like, what this world needs is to, like, think globally, yes, think about the whole world and how we can be good people to the world, but act locally. We don't need to give all of our money to German companies. We don't need to give all of our money to, global conglomerates. We don't need to give our money to the United States. We don't need to give our money to other people, right? What we need to do is we need to support each other. We need to support our families, and we need to grow our economy by having, jobs and purpose and interests and values and morals and all of this stuff that kind of, it builds a little bit more conservatively. It builds more realistically, in my opinion. And that's my second take on the difference between Canada and Serbia. I know that some people have it good and some people have it bad, but that's everywhere. But what you do have in Serbia is you have people that spend time together, that care about each other. There's more traditional values, and everybody seems to be in the same thing together. Whereas I find that in Canada, everybody is trying to kill each other because it's a free for all. It's every man for himself, and everybody is at everyone's throat trying to make it, to impress people, to buy shit that no one cares about, to spend money on other companies that destroy the economy and destroy your values, so that you can look good on social media, so you can impress people. And for what? Because all of that shit is going to be buried in a garbage dump, in 2 weeks from now, or when you die. Like, it doesn't, none of it matters. So that's it.